Hi, first grade writers. Welcome back to the very last day of realistic fiction writing. I am so proud of all you have accomplished in the past few weeks of working on your book series. Today is all about making a book cover for your stories. Now, we have two options here. Some of you worked on this on the computer in the digital format, while others did this in handwriting on paper. So here are some directions that's going to help you decide how you're going to make your book cover today. Basically, if you did the digital version, here are some directions to create another slide and insert images onto a book cover. Or you can copy and paste the next slide that I created into your very own project. You're going to repeat that process for every book that you wrote so that each book has its own book cover. If you're someone who hand wrote the book, then you're going to get a blank piece of paper. Easy enough, you're going to use a nice light color or white color paper. That will work best. And you may want to plan your cover in pencil first. Again, you're going to repeat this process for every book that you wrote. So by the end of this, you have a book cover for every adventure that your character goes on. Here is the slide that you can copy and paste digitally into your digital realistic fiction writing that you've been working on and your teacher has been seeing. Here's an example of my very own digital book cover called The Garden Surprise, written and illustrated by Miss Woodruff. I inserted some images and a background image to show a little bit about my story. And then I also created a paper book cover example, same title, author and illustrator, and I just included some handwritten drawings to show another option. So for making a cover, you'll need to have the title of your book. It should be short and snappy. It shouldn't sound like a sentence. It should give a little sneak peek as to what the book is about without giving it away. And make sure that you have uppercase letters at the beginning of each word in your title. You'll also want to include written and illustrated by with your first and last name. And you'll want to include some of the characters and setting on your book cover. And most importantly, color, make it pretty, and have some fun. One note is that you can use markers on the cover, especially if you're drawing it. Markers tend to work very well for outlining, and then you can always fill in with colored pencil or crayon, however your heart's desire. Some tidying up before we wrap up and head into our publishing parties. You'll need a book cover for each story. You'll need one Meet the Author page. Your picture should be colored in on all of your stories. And to put your pages in order. This part's really important just so that your story makes sense. The first part of your book should be your book cover. After the book cover comes your chapters, titles, page. Then your whole story will come. And then lastly, your Meet the Author page goes at the very end. If you handwrote this book, you can staple the whole book together just like we do at school. And if you created a digital version, you'll want to make sure that all of the slides listed above are included in your digital writing. Okay, writers, you have some final work to get to today. Get creative, have fun, get out your art supplies, and go do your best. Stay tuned for how we're going to have our very first digital publishing party. You're in for a treat. Some tools that you'll need: crayons, colored pencils, a regular pencil, and even markers today. All right, off you go, writers. Go have some fun.